Welcome back to the Dark Truth Diaries. I'm glad you're here tonight, because this story is not just dark, it's unsettling in a way that creeps under your skin and stays there long after the video ends. This is a case I followed closely, not because it made national headlines, but because it happened in a place that looked peaceful, ordinary, safe. A quiet street, friendly neighbors, smiling faces, and behind one of those smiles was a woman who wanted something that didn't belong to her. Tonight's story is about envy, obsession, betrayal, and the price someone paid for crossing a line that should never be crossed. This is the neighbor who wanted her husband and paid the price. I first learned about this case when I was contacted by a woman named Elena Brooks. She lived in a suburban neighborhood that looked like something straight out of a real estate brochure: tree-lined streets, neatly trimmed lawns, kids riding bikes until sunset. Elena was in her late 30s, married. No kids yet. Her husband, Daniel, was quiet, respectful, the kind of man neighbors described as solid. They had lived there for 3 years. And then Lydia moved in next door. Lydia was everything Elena wasn't trying to be: loud, flirtatious, overly friendly. She was divorced, mid-40s, and made it very clear she didn't like being alone. At first, Elena didn't think much of it. Everyone waves at their neighbors. Everyone makes small talk. But Lydia didn't wave. She lingered. Elena told me the first moment she felt uncomfortable wasn't dramatic. It was subtle. She noticed Lydia watching Daniel mow the lawn. Not casually. Not briefly. Staring. Then came the comments. "Oh wow, your husband is very handy. You're so lucky to have a man like that. Men like Daniel don't exist anymore." At first, Elena laughed it off. Until Lydia started timing her appearances. Every time Daniel stepped outside alone, Lydia suddenly needed something. A tool. Help with groceries. Advice about her car. And she always dressed differently. Low-cut tops. Short dresses. Barely their excuses. Elena trusted her husband, but trust doesn't make you blind. And something was wrong. One evening, Elena borrowed Daniel's phone to order food. A notification popped up. "Lydia. Wish I had a man like you." Elena froze. Daniel insisted it meant nothing. "She's lonely," he said. "She jokes too much." Elena wanted to believe him. But Lydia didn't stop. The messages became frequent. Compliments. Flirting disguised as humor. And then one message crossed a line. "I wonder what it would be like if things were different." Elena confronted Daniel again. He promised to shut it down. He said he would create distance. And for a while, it seemed like he did. But Lydia had already made up her mind. Lydia stopped being friendly. She became cold toward Elena. Passive-aggressive. Sharp. She would smile at Daniel. And glare at Elena. Then came the rumors. Elena began hearing whispers from other neighbors. "I heard Daniel and Lydia are close. People are talking. She seems very interested in your husband." That's when Elena realized something terrifying. Lydia wasn't trying to steal Daniel quietly. She was trying to rewrite reality. Make it seem like Elena was the problem. Lydia escalated. She told neighbors Elena was controlling, jealous, unstable. She casually hinted that Daniel was unhappy. One neighbor even asked Elena directly if everything was okay at home. That was the moment Elena called me. She told me, "She's not just flirting. She's trying to replace me." And she was right. Because Lydia had started planting seeds. Not just in the neighborhood, but in Daniel's life. She sent him emotional messages. "I feel so alone. You're the only one who understands me. I wish I had someone like you." Daniel didn't respond. But he didn't block her either. And Lydia took that silence as permission. One afternoon, Elena came home early. Daniel wasn't there. But Lydia was in Elena's backyard. Sitting on their patio furniture. Wearing Elena's robe. That was the moment everything changed. Lydia smiled and said, "Oh, Daniel let me borrow it. I hope you don't mind." Elena's heart dropped. Daniel had never said anything about this. When Daniel came home and saw Lydia there, his face went pale. He denied everything. Said Lydia was lying. But Elena knew then. Lydia wasn't just obsessed. She was dangerous. Elena didn't scream. She didn't cry. She didn't confront Lydia again. Instead, she did something smarter. She started documenting everything. Cameras. Messages. Witnesses. Dates. Times. She installed security cameras facing the yard and driveway. And what they caught was chilling. Lydia sneaking onto the property. Trying doors. Looking into windows. Leaving notes. One note read, "You don't deserve him." Another said, "He's mine." That was the moment Elena went to the police. When police questioned Lydia, she played the victim. Claimed Elena was harassing her. Claimed Daniel was leading her on. But the evidence told a different story. The videos. The texts. The notes. Then came the final bombshell. Lydia had been telling people that Elena was abusive. That Daniel planned to leave her. That she was just helping him escape. Lydia wasn't in love. She was delusional. And delusion makes people reckless. One night, Elena woke up to glass breaking. Lydia had broken into the house. She was standing in the hallway. Crying. Screaming. Begging Daniel to choose her. Police arrived just in time. Lydia was arrested. Restraining orders followed. Charges were filed. And the neighborhood finally saw her for who she really was. Lydia lost everything. Her home. Her reputation. Her freedom for a time. She became known as the woman who crossed the line. Daniel and Elena moved away. They rebuilt their life somewhere quiet. Stronger. Wiser. When I asked Elena how she felt now, she told me. Some people think desire gives them permission. But obsession always comes with consequences. And that is the chilling true story of the neighbor who wanted her husband. And paid the price. A reminder that betrayal doesn't always come from strangers. Sometimes. It lives right next door. If this story disturbed you, share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Lydia was obsessed or simply evil? If you enjoyed this story, like the video, subscribe to the Dark Truth Diaries, and turn on notifications. Until next time, watch closely, trust carefully, and remember, not everyone smiling at you means you well.